Would you ask a stranger for $1,000? Or how about trying to convince people you don't know to go get matching tattoos? Our next guest went on a cross-country road trip to do just that and more. Meredith Mansfield is hoping to overcome a fear of rejection, and she's here to tell us all about it. Meredith, welcome.
I'm so happy to be here.
This is so up my alley here because rejection and me go together well.
She can barely call someone on the phone.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, bring that up. That's good.
Relate.
No, that's good. So Meredith, you went to 23 different cities, right? Mm-hmm. And you said challenges aimed at rejection in every single one. Mm-hmm. What in the heck made you want to do this?
It sounds crazy.
It does.
Yeah.
But it sounds a bit Buddhist to go into the things that make you scared.
Right, exactly. I've been really interested in what kind of makes a really fulfilling and whole life recently, and kind of what has been holding me back from that. And so to me, one of the things that I feel like has held me back the most is my fear of rejection, from really asking boldly different things in my life. And so, yeah, I just kind of realized that after watching a TED Talk a couple years ago on rejection therapy, that there is kind of a study on how to desensitize yourself.
It's like exposure therapy in a little bit of a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So just going out and purposefully trying to get over my fear of rejection and everything along the way.
That's so brave.
Here's the curveball, though. You anticipated rejection, but you actually got quite a few yeses. So what was the most shocking yes that you got?
Yes. One of the most impactful yeses that happened early on that kind of changed the trajectory of what I asked for, I started asking for a lot bigger things after this moment, was I was in Austin, Texas, and my car actually got broken into while I was there. And it was when I was filming the intro, and I had made a list of like the nicest restaurants possible, like the ones where when Michelin comes to Texas, they're gonna be there.
Right.
And I decided to do that, but the day before my car got broken into, my computer, my hard drive, all of this stuff was stolen, and through a miracle I ended up finding everything up the street, and like through the Find My app, and somehow got up the courage to go into the restaurants the next day. But I just really expected to get 11 rejections because it was day 11, and the third restaurant that I went to said yes. And the chef Tavel, is
just
actually
to work there. That was you were asking, just to work there.
Yeah, just to work in the kitchen. I worked in the kitchen for a couple of hours. I worked in front of house. They were on the New York Times Best Restaurants of 2022. Bon Appetit named them like top 10 best new restaurants of 2022. So yeah, I'm in love with hospitality after that experience. It really gave me just
good
the
for
best.
you. If you don't ask, you'll never know.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Let's talk about those no's, because it's something that I reflect on a lot, and that's where I learn all my lessons. You wouldn't be where you were if the one other restaurant said yes.
Yeah, right.
You got to have those no's, and people think it's such a bad thing in life, and it's not. What are some positives about some of those no's that you've heard along the way?
Yeah, so one of the harder no's that I got was in Santa Fe, New Mexico. They have this road called Canyon Road where it has the highest concentration of galleries in America. And I decided to ask gallery owners if I could print off I printed off a photo, and I decided to ask if I could hang up any of my photos in that gallery. And it was one of the harder ones because I was worried of being disrespectful. That's not a part of the journey that I'm doing. But I ended up having a really hard no that day, where the person really did feel upset at me, and it was really hard to continue after that. But the fourth gallery owner that I went into ended up being kind of like a Gandalf figure in my story, and he said yes.
My gosh.
I was really insecure about my photography, and yet he still decided to hang it in his gallery.
I mean, what a great lesson for kids, right? Because they always think, oh man, this person said no. Like to Jeff's point, that person said no, and then they give up when they don't know that the yes is right around the corner. So good for you. This is such the example. I have to ask you though, because you've made this journey alone. Have you formed any long-standing relationships?
Yes, yeah, that was one of, I think, the most shocking things about the trip, is that when I started, I thought it would kind of be a very isolating character journey of just trying to get over this specific fear. And what I discovered was that I met people in every city and every state that just were so willing to welcome me into their lives and to give me a chance. And it really kind of reshaped my understanding of like the human connection,
Right.
to be honest.
It's kind of gotten lost.
We're missing stories like
Yes,
that.
we are.
And that is a reflection of us.
It
What
is.
you witnessed is a reflection of us, not the internet. Being out
Yes,
there.
thank you for that.
Yeah, wow. And really, I have to just say, the Buddhist spiritual warrior's journey, I'm sorry to say this, is you find the thing that you are most scared of. It takes a while to be aware of that, and you face it head on. Did it change you? I mean, how do you feel personally?
Yeah, I think especially having to, every day I'd have to get rejected one more time than the city before. So I was trying to work my way up, sometimes getting rejected like 18 times or something.
Wow.
And doing that, I think I realized that it really is just a numbers game. And that if you're
Yes.
willing to ask enough times, that somebody is going to eventually say yes. And I think a lot of times when we get rejected, we reflect that on ourselves.
Yes, we do.
Of like, oh, it's a part of my worth, or it's a part of, you know, the way that I look or something, when in reality, it has nothing to do with that.
Yeah,
And I think
exactly.
that was a really liberating realization to have about
You're amazing.
You gotta write a book, you
I
gotta do a
know.
whole thing,
It's
right?
incredible. Meredith, thank you so much for
guru.
being here and sharing your story with us. To our viewers, you can watch videos from Meredith's journey on her YouTube channel
Great
at
idea.
Meredith Mansfield with a new episode today. Thank you again. Thank you. We'll be right back. I want to show my daughter this.
It's
Thank
a
you.
great idea.